the name you like to use and where you're from?
Tim Van Orden, Bennington, Vermont.
Cool. And Tim, how'd you get into this lifestyle of starting to eat fruit for your main source of calories?
Well, it's been a long evolution. I ate a standard American diet most of my life. Didn't do too well as I aged. I started getting ill and falling apart. I went to a vegan diet to try to stay young and ate a lot of vegan junk food. That didn't do well for me either. And then finally in 2004 I moved into a raw diet because I wanted to heal my health issues, because the prognosis was death, not from cancer or heart disease, but I had chronic fatigue syndrome and I was pretty severely depressed and just wasn't doing anything, couldn't do anything. So I didn't have a job, didn't have any money, I was going to be homeless on the street. You don't last long. So switched the diet, everything changed, and it's been, it was probably a 2.5-year progression from eating a lot of raw gourmet stuff, a lot of superfoods, $25 smoothies, because you got your maca and goji and cacao and everything else under the sun in that one smoothie, and I felt like crap after eating them. And a lot of the raw gourmet stuff, I was making all kinds of crackers and chips and dips, and I still felt better than I did on a standard American diet, and I still felt better than I did on a vegan diet, but I had massive digestive stress. Like, everything else felt great, but I was always a wreck digestively eating that way. So then I started moving into more fruit, started, simplifying it, salads, fruits, things like that, and the digestive issues went away, the energy stayed, and it's pretty clear. The cleaner your body gets, the alarm bells get turned back on. Just like a smoker, the first time you smoke a cigarette, you cough. After 3 cigarettes, you cough a little less. After a pack, you may not cough at all. And eventually, people can smoke all they want, and there's no coughing, because the body's like, well, we might as well turn the alarm bells off, because this behavior's not going to stop. So the cleaner you eat, the more alarm bells there are, and when you eat something that's not working for you, your body's like, no. Stomach's like, no. Colon's like, no. Not again, please.
And how has your running improved? Because you seem to have taken up running pretty strongly after you're making dietary changes.
Yeah, I started running a little over 6 years ago because I had so much energy. And that was even on the crappy raw diet. Just everybody talks about energy. Energy. What does that mean? How do you actually measure energy? You can talk about it till you're blue in the face, but if I'm looking at you and you're 170 pounds and kind of soft, and you're telling me about energy, I'm not gonna, put much credit into that. So I wanted to test it. And what's the best way to test energy? Running, right? Like everybody, for every sport, has to do some form of running, for the most part. There's a few, power sports, but it doesn't matter what equipment you're using, running is running. And running in Vermont is the same as running in California and Australia. So it's a great way to measure yourself against other people's fitness. Started, and it was a challenge at first, because I hadn't done anything in 17 years. I was an athlete in high school and my first 1.5 years of college, but that's when the depression really kicked in hard, and that kind of crippled me all the way into my 30s. So I didn't really do anything athletically. I wanted to make the Olympic team when I was in high school. That was my dream, but I realized pretty quickly that was never going to happen. So at the age of 37, I have all this energy, and I want to see if it's real or if I'm just buying into the BS that everybody's selling. So I started running, and it was a challenge just because I had been sedentary for so long. But within a year, man, my performance just went through the roof. I started entering a lot of races, kept getting better and better and better. Started the YouTube channel, started getting out there and talking to people about running. And now, 6 years later, I've got 8 U.S. championships. I've been named U.S. Masters Runner of the Year 3 times, like for the whole country. That's a pretty great honor that, USA Track and Field, the governing body of running in the U.S., they recognize me. So I'm not just the raw guy anymore, I'm actually a good runner in their eyes. That's been the biggest breakthrough for me, that the running community has embraced me. Not for my diet, but for my, performance. But the performance is based largely on diet. So it's a great Trojan horse, to get the message in there.
Yeah.
And then you inspire other athletes. I don't push the raw message anymore, I just push fruits, smoothies, vegetables. Like, oh, Tim, what are you doing, man? I see your shirt. What's that all about? I'm like, oh, I have a smoothie before every race. Like, really? So now I've got guys doing smoothies, women as well doing smoothies. They don't call themselves raw or vegan because later in the day they may eat something else, but hey, I've got one meal changed, And maybe they're having fruit after because they're eating their peanut butter slathered bagels and I'm eating, bananas, watermelon, whatever it is. And I'm like, this is good. Hey, you guys want to keep running? Let's do it. What are you, 6 mile cool down? And they're like, oh, well, yeah, he's had a bagel with peanut butter. I don't think so. So little by little, planting seeds, being an example, not shouting from the rooftops anymore, but just using my results to spread the message rather than my mouth. I found that's more effective. You offend fewer people, you get attacked less, and they listen more if you let them come to you and ask you questions. So that's, but yeah, simple, real simple diet.
Good advice.
Yeah.
And why do you think a fruit-based diet works so well for so many people?
Well, one of the things I say in my talks, I travel around giving talks, a raw diet, I hate to use that term because there's so many different ways to express that, but is primarily about what you're not eating. Like, it's really simple, Look at any animal out there in the world and what they're eating. They eat a very simple, basic diet. And when you eliminate the crap from your diet, the junk, the standard American, package of comfort, you're left with really simple, nutritious foods that are easy to digest. They're satisfying. Fruit is sweet. It tastes good. You don't have to force a kid to eat fruit. You do have to force a kid to eat broccoli generally. And unless you're, putting all kinds of condiments on that burger, the kid's probably not going to eat it. Have you ever had boiled chicken without any salt or any kind of seasoning on it? It's nasty. It's like eating rubber. You have to heavily season grain products, you have to heavily season animal products, but fruit you don't have to do anything to. I've got 2 nieces and they love fruit. You don't have to put ketchup on it, you don't have to put salt on it, you don't have to put ranch dressing on it, you just eat it. So it's a great way to get nourishing food in the body without needing to add junk to it. So you can keep the diet really simple, really clean. Like broccoli. Most people are not going to eat broccoli, but they'll put ranch dressing or butter on it. They're like, ooh, I love broccoli. No, you like the butter or the ranch dressing. You don't need to do that with fruit, so it's effective.
And what role do you see fruit playing in helping to heal the planet as well?
Well, fruit can be dangerous. I mean, there's been banana peels like laying around and people are slipping and going down and durian falling from trees and cracking people's heads open. Well, there's going to be a big transition. This is not going to be an easy process, and it's going to require farming changes. Like right now, we don't grow enough fruit to support the population, but the more people that eat fruit, the more farmers are going to be growing fruit, local fruit. It'd be great to see every house in America with fruit trees in the yard. So that, for instance, we have a blueberry orchard, apples, peaches, plums, plus, 2 huge gardens where I live. And those blueberries get us through the entire year. We eat them fresh during the season, and then we eat them frozen for the rest of the year. And, we don't have a lot of land that we cultivate. So maybe on 2 acres, we get 30 to 40% of our food. So, a lot of people have 2 acres, or even if you have half an acre or a quarter of an acre, even if you just have a rooftop in the city, you can grow some kind of fruit or some kind of food. But it's going to take people getting into action, going to their supermarkets and requesting fruit. Hey, do you guys think you could get this in? And if enough people ask, they'll start bringing it in. If it sells well, they'll bring in more of it. Get out there, ask for what you want, and just, talk about the benefits. And, the greater the demand, the greater the supply. It's economics. If the people want it, companies will bring it to them. But if everybody wants junk food, then that's what they're going to get. So it's just about realizing, first of all, variety. I think variety is really key. Some people get bored just on simple fruits, apples, oranges, bananas, grapes. And once you realize there's so many other varieties, it really ups the ante and makes it more enjoyable. But once again, that's going to require a lot of changes in farming practices. to meet the demand as it grows. So, you know, and if those changes do take place, then hey, yeah, we'll be in good shape.
And you're here at the Woodstock Fruit Festival. How was it here? You enjoying yourself?
Yeah, I came to visit for half a day and I've been here for a week. So, yeah, it's been a lot of fun. It's great to be in a community of people that are healthy, vibrant, active, and who are just enjoying eating food and not complaining about it. You know, so many people, there's nobody here taking medication for heartburn or whatever else. There's no food coma. There's, you know, nobody complaining about this, that, or the other. Everybody's having a good time. And we're out there doing things together actively. You know, people are either in the water, or they're running, or they're biking, or hiking, or they're doing yoga, or playing games, or it's a fun group of people. So if you are struggling with your diet and you feel like you don't have community, when this rolls around again next year, come. You're going to make a lot of great friends, a lot of connections that you can then, you know, continue on with, and you'll have community. Maybe not where you live, but hey, you know, have some adventure. Get out there and visit people. I know a lot of great, strong friendships form here at the festival, so I highly recommend that people come.
Thank you, Tim. And where can we find more information about you?
My website is runningraw.com, and I am Running Raw on YouTube and Running Raw on Facebook.
Beautiful. Thanks, brother.
And it's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day.
These golf carts are annoying. Huh?
They really are.
All these people on cooked diets, you know, going up and down the hill on golf carts. What's up with that?
True, and we're all running up and down
We're
it.
running up and down the hill, and the employees here are going up and down golf carts.